Hello and welcome to Create a New Money Story Bootcamp, Module 1. I am Tonya Rutter. I am your coach in this. And I want you to notice this quote at the bottom here. It says, "Give me a heartbeat, breathe me in, graciousness giving love." And that is the goddess of money. And you will be hearing more about the goddess of money, and you will actually have that full channel message later on in the program. So I am Tonya Rutter of Tonya Rutter Coaching. I am a boutique energy practice specifically tailored to you. I take your individual experiences, the energy of your DNA, your thought patterns, your beliefs, your upbringing, and really help you blast through any limiting beliefs that are holding you back. And not just the limiting beliefs that you have, but even things that have been passed down to you. We carry a lot in our cell memory, either from things that we have brought on from past lives or things that have been passed down to us. I am an empowerment and confidence coach, master of energy, witch and high priestess, holistic healer, self-love enthusiast, author, publisher, and mother. And I am so excited to have you here with me today. So, in this program, we are really going to be studying the creation cycle. You're going to be hearing that a lot. You're going to be really working within that. What is the creation cycle? Well, we are creator beings. Although oftentimes we create unconsciously without realizing what we're doing. So when something negative happens in our lives, we wonder why. What happened? How did I get here? What now? Where do I go from here? Each of us goes through a creation cycle. In fact, we each have multiple creation cycles being generated at different intervals. If you want to make a change in your life, then you must consciously create that change. If you've tried multiple methods, such as medication, therapy, mindfulness, meditation, etc., but keep getting sucked back into the same cycle as before, it's because that cycle is stuck in your cells. It's not due to a lack of trying or because there's something wrong with you, but instead to a background programming that's running in your cells. So Create a New Money Story Bootcamp explores the background programs keeping you from generating wealth so you can confidently create the life you desire. Now, your notice here, it starts with awareness. So awareness is that adage of you learn something new every day. It's becoming aware of something new. I mean, how many times have you heard one story and then you believe that story, but then you heard another side of the story and it completely changed your perception of that story? So awareness changes how we perceive things. Think of awareness as a bubble. Okay, we are inside this bubble of awareness. And as we become more aware of things, that grows and grows and grows. So you might have heard the term of raising your vibration, expanding your awareness. And that's really what's happening as your awareness goes out this way. It's like a bubble. You're inside, you're in the middle, you're inside it, and it expands out. That bubble, it gets bigger and bigger. So as our perceptions change, our beliefs change. So either your beliefs will completely change or it will reinforce a belief you already have. Now, our beliefs also affect our thoughts. Now, this here, beliefs and thoughts are interchangeable. You know, your thoughts can affect your beliefs can affect your thoughts. Your thoughts affect your emotions. So what you're thinking affects how you feel. Now, when you get thought and emotion together, you get intention. And not just any intention, but like intentional action. So that's another thing we're going to be doing here is intentional action. You're going to become very intent on what you're creating. That intention, that thought behind the intention has a certain energy to it. Energy is a vibration. It's a vibrational frequency. And that is what the universe matches. So that is where attraction comes in, and then the universe then brings that into you through creation. So that is the creation cycle, and we are going to really be getting into this creation cycle. So it starts with awareness. Awareness, again, it's becoming aware of something new. That adage of you learn something new every day. So oftentimes you will have already realized a new awareness, but knowing and experiencing are two completely different things. While we're in knowing mode, we tend to rationalize the why and the how in order to come up with answers to gain understanding, because we are logical creatures and we want to know the why and the how. However, this need for understanding can keep us stuck in the rational mind of why and how. The good news is you don't have to understand a concept in order to experience something different and amazing. You only have to be open to the experience. Understanding normally comes last. You tend to become aware of something, you then experience something, and then later on, the understanding of that comes in. You simply have to be open to the experience. So that's really what I want you to do in this program, is be open to the experience. Don't so much try to rationalize the why or the how. That will come later. The understanding of why and how will come later. Now, you are going to learn more about beliefs and truth in this program as well. And another thing you're going to be learning about is misconceptions. So, what is a misconception? It is a view or opinion that is incorrect based on faulty thinking. But we're going to kind of get into this, okay? If you have a belief or a view, and that is your belief, that belief is true to you in that time period. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's faulty thinking. That's like saying, there's something wrong with you because you're thinking the wrong thoughts. That's not what this is about. So I want to put that out there, that you might hear the word misconception, but that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your thinking. It just means that is the thought you had at that moment. Now, beliefs. As perspective changes, beliefs change, and beliefs are malleable. What you believed when you were a young child is different from what you believe today. What you believed a year ago is different from what you believe today. So beliefs are malleable. So just because you have a certain belief right now, starting this program, does not mean that you can't change that belief. Truth. Truth is intrinsic to the individual based on upbringing, experiences, and DNA. Truth is also malleable. So truth is something inside you that you are born with. It is passed down to you. It goes by experiences through lifetimes and by the experiences that were passed down to you. But again, truth is malleable. You can change your truth at any time. And you'll notice I have this quote down here. All lies are in the perception of the viewer. All truths are the awarenesses of the beholder. Perception becomes truth when the viewer holds the awareness of the beholder. What does that mean? Well, what that means is if you're viewing something, you're just viewing it. You're only seeing it from one perspective. You're viewing it from how you see it. All truths are the awareness of the beholder. So I am telling you this stuff right now. You don't necessarily believe it yet. But as you become open to the experience, as things begin to change for you, guess what? Your awareness grows, your perception changes. So what was before a lie becomes a truth. So perception becomes truth when the viewer holds the awareness of the beholder. Wisdom versus truth versus knowing. Again, this is something that we're going to be working throughout the program. This is something that you're going to be going through yourself. So wisdom comes from the soul, as both the individual soul's I am, along with the soul's connection to the universe and all that is. So think of that, all that is, as that God energy. It is universal wisdom and contains all of the secrets the universe offers that we as humans don't yet know or understand. It comes to us in dribs and drabs as our awareness grows of how the universe works. Now, I will tell you something here. Even if you start working with someone who has a lot of wisdom, that doesn't mean that person knows everything. Nobody knows everything. I don't know everything. Okay, I know enough to help you, but that's all I know. And if you ever come across someone who says that they know all the secrets of the universe or they know everything, run away, because the more we learn, the more we realize we really don't know that much at all. Truth is our intrinsic knowledge that comes from the souls of many incarnations, along with the knowledge that has been passed down through the generations in our DNA. Truth is dependent on the individual and changes as the individual changes. So truth is intrinsic to the individual. What that means is my truth is different from your truth, which is different from someone else's truth. We all have our own truth. Knowing is a combination of truth and wisdom, but it's up to us as the individual I am to know whether it's truth or wisdom. So if you are going by something, is it just your individual truth or is it your soul wisdom? Truth comes from experiences passed down to us through our own incarnations and the incarnations of our ancestors. Wisdom comes from the soul itself, both as the individual I am and the universal all that is. Now, you've probably heard this before, that everything is energy, and I mean everything is energy. So this is quantum physics, and quantum physics states that everything is possible. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's probable. You know, even if the probability is low, extremely low, it's still possible. So everything is possible, even if it has an extremely low probability. Energy exists in waves and particles. And you're going to learn more about that, especially the waves. And you've heard of the law of attraction. That is an energy give and take in the universe. Now, you might not have heard of something called wave genetics. And basically, wave genetics is on the principle that your emotions affect your body, which makes sense because emotions is part of the creation cycle and how we attract things, how we create. There's another thing called German New Medicine. This was actually created by a German oncologist in the 1950s who noticed that his patients had certain certain similarities in their symptoms depending on what was going on in their home life, what was going on around them. For example, if a man lost a child or someone close to him, he would end up with testicular cancer. If a woman had someone in the family, she was trying to, get out of the house or not be so attached to her, she could end up with breast cancer and things like that. So it's basically on the principle that, again, your emotions affect your body. And then there's neuroplasticity, which says that, your brain is plastic, meaning that it can change. And that's so true. our brain is constantly creating new pathways as we learn new things and new patterns. And then there's the neurolinguistic programming, which again is a way of hearing things and speaking and getting your points across, and in such a way that makes it easier for people to really be able to change patterns. Now, another thing that I want to explain here is the word quantum. So quantum means the smallest particle, and we are quantum people. We're quantum creatures, really. Everything around us is quantum, because when you look at it from the smallest particle, that's what this is about. Energy of the smallest particle, and we're going to be getting more into that. Now, you are energy, okay? You have a physical body, an energy body, and an emotional body. There's a lot more there, but just to make it simple, we're keeping it to the three: the physical body, energy body, and emotional body. So your physical body, it's solid, right? Everything around you is like that. It's solid. But your body is made up of cells. And if you took a cell and you open that cell up and you look inside it, you're going to notice that there are molecules inside the cell. And inside those molecules are atoms. And inside those atoms are protons, neutrons, and electrons. And inside those protons, neutrons, and electrons are quarks. And inside those quarks are little tiny particles. And those little tiny particles are light. So you are literally light. You are light energy. So your body, your physical body, is energy. You have an energy body. So your energy body consists of a light body. Not everyone has necessarily noticed their light body. Everybody has a light body. I've had the experience of having my actual light body just drop right into me. That was a crazy experience, which you will learn more about that later on. And it's also your chakra system, your etheric body, which is right outside of your physical body. Sits right outside your physical body. And your consciousness and your soul, that is your energy body. Not only that, but your energy body absorbs energy from all around you. It absorbs energy from other people, from the collective, which think of the collective as like this big sea. All right. You have this huge body of water, the sea. Well, within this body of water are individual water droplets. So think of how each water droplet represents a person. So in that collective of water droplets, in that sea of people, you are drawing energy from that. So imagine when there's a lot going on, especially during times of strife and war and stuff like that, you can feel that, even though you're not specifically affected by that event going on, you can still be affected by the energy of it. And then you have the emotional body, which is your mental body. It is your emotions. It's where your emotions are held. That's where, how you feel and just the mental part of you. That is your part of your emotional body. And we are going to really be getting more into the energy body and the emotional body in this program. Now, another thing is your physical body follows the energy body and the emotional body. It's never the other way around. So think about that. Physical body follows the energy body and emotional body. So whatever is going on within the energy and the emotions is going to come out in the physical. A lot of times, especially with illness and disease, we tend to think that the symptom comes on and then we try to figure out why. We think that there's something going on outside of us that has brought that on, when actually that's not the case. Every single illness and disease is brought on by something inside the emotions and the energy. I used to do health coaching, and I would help people with cancer and other illnesses and stuff like that. And I actually help them heal without necessarily needing traditional medicine, instead focusing on the energy and the emotions. So energy is a frequency. Everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency. And you might not have really thought about this, but even your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions, and memories all have a certain energetic frequency. Now, your memories can actually become distortions, energy distortions that get attached to the soul. And you can carry those energy distortions throughout lifetimes. And then there are entity attachments, which come in different forms, but one of the most common forms is that if your thoughts alone and your emotions can create entity attachments, where your thoughts and emotions, if you think of how those lower thoughts, those lower emotions are highly magnetic, they just kind of get stuck to you. If you focus so much on those lower thoughts and those lower emotions, those thoughts and emotions actually become their own living entity that attaches to you. And then it's very, very hard to get away from that and to, lift yourself up out of depression, anxiety, and things like that, because depression and anxiety are energy that has become an entity that's attached to you. And it's actually, your creation that has attached to you. So frequency problems, again, everything has an energetic frequency, even your thoughts and your emotions, which means if you have an issue, like something that's mental, emotional, physical, illness, disease, relational, money, guess what? It's a frequency problem. It's because everything has an energetic frequency to it. So if you have a problem in one or more of those areas, if there's an issue with your frequency, your energetic frequency, and that is what we're going to be working on more in this program. So thinking about how our issues, especially regarding money, because that's what we're in here for, is, money. I want you to think of money issues as frequency problems. So list 5 frequency problems regarding money. And some examples are, I have trouble holding on to money. So if you're someone who, you don't have an issue making money, but boy, you have an issue with holding on to it. It's like anytime you get money, there it goes. It's gone in no time. Or I'm often taken advantage of because of my money. How often has that happened to you? Or, where you have money, you get a windfall, and then everyone comes and, they need help or whatever else. I have a hard time accepting gifts. That's another one. If you are someone who has a hard time receiving gifts or compliments, or if someone's trying to, just let's say they want to pay you for something and you kind of have a hard time and you're like, oh no, I'm okay. I don't need that. Or if you think I'm not comfortable raising my prices, but no, I should, or I often feel guilty or am made to feel guilty for the money I have, especially when someone comes to you for help and, you don't help them, and then you're made to feel guilty for that. So those are just some examples. I want you to write down your own frequency problems regarding money. And then, you can pause this, go ahead and write everything down, and then come back to this when you're ready. Now, what money beliefs were you raised with? I want you to think about that too. Write these down. Some common money beliefs are money is evil. Wanting more money is greedy. Money changes people. I shouldn't charge for my gifts. It's best to give than to receive. Those are very, very common money beliefs that are societal and have been passed down to people. So I just want you to, What are your money beliefs that you were raised with? Go ahead, write them down, pause this, and then come back. Some common misconceptions about money. Now, remember what a misconception is, all right? It's going back to that thinking that you might have had before, that if this is about changing that thinking. So some common misconceptions about money is that money is a tool. Money is evil. The love of money is evil. I have to work hard to make money. I can't be a success unless I have lots of money. I'm not doing this for money. Rich people shouldn't enjoy their money. Rich people should just give all their money to the poor instead. Money changes people. I don't deserve money. I can't be happy with money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people don't deserve their money. And there's so many more. Just go ahead and write down your own thoughts about money. So for your homework, you have your booklet, and you'll just go ahead and download that, which you should have downloaded that before we actually got started with this. But I want you to go over your list of frequency money problems and choose the main frequency problem. Oh, did not want to do that. Okay. And write down the story and the circumstances surrounding that frequency problem. And then I want you to look at your money beliefs that you were raised with, and what is the correlation between your main money issue and your money beliefs. So that way you can see that, what you believe impacts what you create. And then go ahead and post your awareness of the problem in your beliefs in the FB group. All right. And the Creating New Money Story Bootcamp Facebook group. So once you're done with that, you can then go on to module 2, which here in module 1, there are some activations for you to do to really get you ready for the boot camp. So thank you, and we will see you in the next module.